Y'all want to make a mayonnaise-free pasta salad? Okay, come along with me and let's put together the dressing first. And if you make this, if you know you're going to do, say, like a Saturday, I'm going to make a pasta salad or any kind of a salad that has a mix to it, you can do that on Wednesday, y'all. You don't have to do it right before you're going to need it. Do it several days beforehand, and then it will be perfectly dissolved and wonderful. And then flavors will come together, and you'll know if it needs tweak. But this recipe is in my first, let's see, first cookbook. That's the one with I have the long braids still. But I have 1 cup of just plain white sugar. And if you want to use a sugar substitute, you sure can do that. Absolutely. And I have 1 cup of vinegar. So it's equal parts sugar and vinegar. Now on the vinegar, in the cookbook, I recommend white vinegar. But I had about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And I thought, well, I'm just going to use that up so I can open that new bottle. So there we go. Equal parts. And you can make a half a recipe, you can double it, whatever you want to do. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons, give or take, of some Italian seasoning. Go. And I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon or so of some onion powder. Go. And we're going to add just a little bit of black pepper. And we're going to add just a little bit of salt. Make sure that lid's on it. I had it unscrewed yesterday because we were doing something together. And that looks about like not quite a half teaspoon. That will be fine. Okay, and it also calls for 2 tablespoons of water. That just helps everything come together. And about 1/4 cup of your favorite oil. Now I'm using avocado oil. You know, that's really all I use. If you like I'm using avocado oil. If you like olive oil, be sure to buy and use the light flavor. You don't want a heavy olive oil with this because it'll overpower it. Unless you really like a really strong olive oil flavor. And then do that. So there we go. We'll put this lid on it. And I absolutely love doing these things in these mason jars with a good lid. Now I love these plastic lids. They're just easier to wash. And of course you wouldn't can with this, but this is what I use. And if I find a link, I'll show it. I'll put it on there. But this is the big one right here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to get together my pasta stuff. And I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, let's get ready to put this pasta salad together. Okay, I'm using gluten-free pasta today. You don't have to. You can use your very favorite pasta. You can use the itty-bitty ones. You can use the elbow. You can use whatever kind of pasta you like. And I'm using this gluten-free today. And they look like this. And they, the more ridges you have on your, especially when you're using like tomato gravy, tomato sauce, it'll hang on to the little ridges better. Okay, so what I have here, and you can use ever how much of this stuff you want to use. I've got 2 stalks of celery. If you like more, use more. I leave it large, so if somebody wants to pick it out, they can. You got to know the crowd, y'all. And then I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. Now, I'm going to tell you how I don't meal plan. To me, meal planning is I go through cookbooks, I find a recipe, and then, like you normally would. To me, I backwards meal plan. So I bought these sun-dried tomatoes to put in this dish. I'm not going to put this in my ice box where it will go to die. I'm going to go backwards. What recipes can I use this in? Marry Me chicken, that Tuscan chicken dish. You could chop it up and put it on pizzas, and then it won't go to waste because, things just go to the refrigerator to die sometimes. So I've got about 3 of those. You don't have to add them if you don't like them. And sometimes I don't. You could add some chopped up pepperoni to this if you wanted to. I've got a cucumber, and I'm going to put the whole thing in there, and I'm going to leave it large so it can be picked out. My husband loves all of this stuff, and so I just put it all in there, and then I pick out what I don't like. So I've just got a cucumber, and I'm going to show you how I seed it. Now, everybody has their own way. So there we go. I cut it in half, and then I cut this part in half again. And then I'll take, let's see if I can get this where y'all can see. And so see, you have these seeds right here. I don't want to use those. So I lay it on its side, and you just put your knife in there kind of sideways and just cut the seeds out. And if you miss a few, you just go back in there and kind of clean it up a little bit. So there we go. We'll get these other two done real quick like. Better. Work on that one a little bit. First time I ever had this salad, I was with a good friend of mine that's a lady preacher, and we went to San Francisco Bread Factory or Company. I never could remember what that last word was. The one in Jonesboro, it closed due to the COVID, and so I don't know if it did everywhere else. But they had this pasta salad there, and it was so good. So we're just going to give this a rough chop. Of course, now, like I said, you got to know your crowd. Good enough for who it's for. I have a carpenter friend that says that all the time. And boy, people give you what for sometimes. Okay, you can add pimentoes or you don't have to add pimentoes. Whatever makes you happy. And you can drain it or you cannot drain it. Whatever makes you happy. I don't feel like draining them today, so in they go. But these do make cute little containers for spices or homemade lotions. So let's just set this out of the way. Get this over here. Put that knife away so we don't have to go to the emergency room. We're thinking that they're too busy to deal with me on this Memorial Day, several days before Memorial Day. So I'm just going to give this a little mix here. See, did I put everything in it? And I wanted to. I believe I did. Okay. Now, let's taste of this and see what we think. Man, I didn't even know my own strength right there. Let's see. Okay. In it goes. Get my spatula. We don't want any of that. And if you know, you could get you just a little tablespoon of water or so to put in that jar and get all of that out if you wanted to. It wouldn't hurt not one single thing. If you were in a hurry, now I'm gonna put this in the icebox covered in a dish and we'll eat it later. So I did not do this step. But if I were in a hurry for all this stuff to melt, my sugar and all that, I put it in a saucepan, put it on the stove to simmer. If you like to use the microwave, you could do that. There we go. This is going to be delicious. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's just get us just a little bite right now. And did I bring a fork? No, it's just he and I. I love this stuff so much. That is so good. And this will be so refreshing. I'll put it in the icebox and let it do its thing. In the summertime, I love to have things like this. I have a corn salad I like to keep in the icebox. A grape salad that is delicious. That, you just need cool things. When the guys have been out in the field all day and they are hot as blue blazes, they appreciate something a little bit cool too. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this in a pretty bowl. And I'll see you next time. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all this. Both my cookbooks are free shipping. Usually the shipping is like $5. The cookbooks are $25 a piece and then $5 for shipping. Happy Memorial Day. I'm paying for the shipping for you. So it's free shipping online, KimmySouthernCooking.com until Tuesday at noon, the Tuesday after Memorial Day. Or you can send $25 for a cookbook, or if you want 2 cookbooks, or be sure on the money order or the check to write whether it's volume 1 or volume 2 or both, so I can make sure, because those come straight from me, I can give the right one to you. And my post office box is 154 4, Higden, Hidgen, Arkansas 72067. And I'll get that right out to you. So, okay, y'all. It's going to be yummy, yummy in our tummy. So,